Hello, everybody. Welcome to Slogan's Rock and Metal Extravaganza. We're here today to continue our Michael Schenker series. So, helping us with that is Christina, Danny, Michael Schenker, Skunk Hat, Brian, and Logan, of course. And I just want to mention before we get started, we're going to dig into the McAuley Schenker stuff. I forgot to mention, it's not a big deal. In 1981, he appeared as a special guest on a Bernie Marsden solo album. Bernie was I think the first guitar player for Whitesnake, was he not? And he had like a whole bunch of solo stuff as well. But it's funny, he's credited on one song with hand claps. At the very end of a song, you hear him like someone clapping hands. It's Michael Schenker. So there was no point of really reviewing that. It's like we're not going to like rate his hand claps. It'd be ridiculous.
Yeah, we could have percussion instrument.
Like Michael nails it on the hand claps. There you go.
Melodic hand claps.
Melodic hand clap. It's actually a really good song. I heard it and I'm like, this doesn't sound like. Then I realized, oh, it's hand claps. Okay, that's what he's credited as. It was really weird. And then in what did he do in '84? There was actually a live Laserdisc VHS called Super Rock '84 in Japan. It was from a festival that he did, and there were Bon Jovi, Whitesnake, Scorpions, Michael Schenker Group, and Anvil. Those are the bands in attendance. So Michael Schenker was credited with hand claps on a Bernie Marsden solo album in '81, and then he did this Laserdisc concert with all those bands mentioned. But yeah, now we'll jump back ahead to 1987, actually, the year I was born. He decided to move to LA, actually. So he moved to LA and put a band together there. But not even all these guys are even from LA. Robin McAuley's Irish. Obviously, Schenker's German. I think his other band members are American, I believe.
I think they're all from different nationalities.
They're all from international.
British,
right? No, not even Mitch Perry, the other guitar player. There's a rhythm guitar player. He's from
he's American, I guess.
He's American. He's from New York. Rocky Newton, I think he's British. And then I think the drummer's German. And then Steve Mann does additional keyboard and then does keyboards and additional rhythm guitars. He's English as well. He ended up actually joining Andy Scott's version of Sweet from like 1989 to 95. So yeah, it's just kind of like all these just, I guess, random guys that he hired for this project. But yeah, he moved to LA. But then like the studio was recorded in like 3 different studios. So he moved to LA, but then I wonder if part of this was recorded before his move there. It's kind of confusing because it says
what are the studios?
PUK Studios in Denmark, Scorpio Sound Studios in Germany, Sound City Studios and Baby O Recorder in LA.
I've recorded there.
Wow.
Nice. Yeah, I bet you're right. He probably had some of it worked on before he moved. And
But yeah, they were based in LA basically. But I mean, they're not. You're gonna call it. I guess they're an LA band technically.
I'm not sure
living there, but none of these guys are even from LA, right? Yeah.
I was wondering if McAuley's band beforehand was based in LA, but they were in the UK, so probably not.
Okay.
Because he was in the band Grand Prix beforehand.
Right.
So
which was Irish,
I don't know.
Right? Because that was Phil Lynott was in there.
House of Lords he sang too. House of Lords.
Well, you're thinking of Grand Slam, Sid. He's different.
Oh, Grand Slam. Yeah.
Grand Prix is like melodic rock AOR.
Okay. Okay. I mixed them up. Okay.
Which kind of makes sense. He probably toured with them, I would say, probably in the early 80s or something. I'm sure he's seen McAuley or something. He probably wanted them. So
Oh, I'm looking at it right here. American guitarist Mitch Perry originally played in Billy Sheehan's band Talus. I know that band. Talus is actually really good. It was like late 70s, early 80s. Yeah, so he was in a band with Billy Sheehan.
I remember them. Yeah.
And later joined a revamped version of the Australian-American band Heaven, which we actually played them on our Australia Day listening party.
Yep.
Bassist Rocky Newton and guest keyboardist rhythm guitarist Steve Mann were British and had previously been members of the band Lionheart. So then Mann would officially join the band for the second album, actually replacing Mitch Perry. So yeah, it just kind of seems like there's all these guys just kind of thrown in here quickly, and they just kind of did an album, and it wasn't really a fully on set lineup yet because it would change on the next album, right? So
it's kind of like how the first album was. It was just him and Gary Barden and a bunch of different people.
Oh my God, Little Red Riding Hood, and then Andy Johns actually produced this. I'm sure everyone those
Wow.
producers knows Andy Johns. It was he did the Rolling Stones' Exile on Main Street, Television's Marquee Moon, and then all the Zeppelin albums during the 70s. Yeah, big name producer.
Yeah.
Yep.
It already, oh god. All right, there we go. There goes the. That's fine. Red Unabomber. Oh my god, that should have been one of the songs on these albums. No. All right, so we got. Yeah, so there's the lineup. So in 1987, he decided to put this together, and the first album was called Perfect Timing. Oh, that's the wrong. Get rid of that. Oh my god, delete this completely. There we go. Perfect Timing.
There it is.
Yeah, with Robin McAuley with his big hair and
Look at that hair, right?
Michael's got
That's
the
like
hair
some kind of
extensions
new
going, guys.
wave.
Michael's just kind of like hiding in the
That's
back.
a new wave Alabama waterfall. Look at that thing.
I can't see his hair. I can't see his hair.
Oh,
His hair.
oh,
Look at that big hair. Driving an IROC.
it's interesting that he's putting the singer on the front like that. Just kind of really, I guess it's called McAuley Schenker. I don't know what the decision was to put Robin's name in the band name, but he did it.
Well,
So.
it's funny. It's funny you bring that up. I was watching an interview with McAuley earlier in the week, and he actually brought it up. It was Michael's idea to do that
Okay.
because he kind of he was seeking like a collaborator because he hasn't really had that in a while.
I guess
so.
McAuley Schenker Group sounds cool. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
Barden Schenker Group sounds kind of like
Didn't have to change anything.
Bonnet Schenker
Yeah, you
Group.
didn't have to change the initials.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
That's right.
You'd have to keep, yeah, that's true. BSG, Bonnet Schenker Group, and Barden Schenker Group. Yeah.
Would it work?
Yeah. Oh no. All right. So yeah, Christina's gonna go over track by track. She's gonna give her rundown on Perfect Timing. Then we're all gonna discuss what our favorite song off of Perfect Timing is. So yeah.
All right. Well, you said about a lot of stuff, except this was designed for radio play, for American radio. It's a crisscross between heavier metal and 80s hair metal. You said everybody that was in the group and everything and who they played for. I had that written down. All right, we'll start with "Give Me Your Love." That was their first top 100 hit in the U.S. at number 95 on the Billboard singles, and it's radio friendly hard rock, polished commercial. It's got more melodic rhythm than his Michael's raw playing. And then I can go to Here Today, Gone Tomorrow. It's got a great guitar riff and vocals. The lyrics are about lost love, confusion, and self-destruction. I like all this album. I didn't give none of it any bad ratings.
Okay.
I gave it all 5s and 4s, mostly 5s. I told you this one's my favorite for some reason. Don't Stop Me Now. It's not the Queen song.
Queen.
Queen has a song called
Robin's got a good voice. He probably could have pulled it off.
Probably is. It fit in with MTV's 80s sound, that's for sure. Great melodic guitar riff and solo. The vocals are harder, excitement in the moment, kind of, and the animal is free again. The lyrics, "Nighttime finds me in the danger zone," so I like the lyrics to that. Then we got "No Time for Losers," a high energy rocker with a great riff. Don't lose your spot. The solos are good, and I like the banging drums on it. The lyrics focus on his ambitious future. The past is over, the future's here. Then I go to "Follow the Night." I really like that one too. The song is happy. Got a great melody, but the lyrics are kind of a little dark. They suggest a stalker narrative, stalking a lost love. Then I have "Get Out," a high energy arena rocker. Michael's guitar work is excellent. I also thought that was really polished rock production on that one. The lyrics are out. Never had enough love, and he works too hard, and he feels dead at the end of the day. Love is not a game. That one was melodic, hard rock, radio friendly. It shows Michael's commercial, masterful side, I thought. The lyrics are about emotional tension and risks of love. Time, a hard rock and ballad. I loved the bass line on that. We were talking about the bass line before. I heard the bass line on that one. Maybe not all the way through, but it started out really good on that. I thought I had a great melody. I thought it sounded something like a Scorpion song. It could have been a Scorpion song.
Okay.
And it's only time. Not much more to say. Need just one more day. Time when you time for you to walk away. Sorry. I can never read my own handwriting because I write it in a different position than what I'm reading, actually.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to lose. That's another one where I love the bass line. It's melodic, catchy song. The lyrics in that, taking a chance on a fool like me. I don't want to lose. So he thinks he's a loser to begin with. And then we got Rock Till You're Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's a high energy, rebellious song, I think. I love the lyrics, metal guitars, don't need no Star Wars. that got me. So my favorites are Don't Stop Me Now, Get Out, and Rock Till You're Crazy. And then after that, I'd have to go No Time for Losers. They're my
Cool.
favorites.
Cool.
So yeah, we'll go around. Danny, what's your favorite from that album?
I'm going to go with Love Is Not a Game.
Okay.
My notes are, this is another fine example of what could be an FM hit. Not really my type of tune, but McAuley really sings this beautifully. The verses are memorable. The choruses are memorable. Michael doesn't do too much on this one, but I'm not a big fan of breakup songs, but melodically, I really like this one.
Cool.
Yeah. McAuley did that one for me.
He's got an amazing, he's got his voice elevates this stuff a little bit more for me, but
Yeah.
he does have a strong voice.
He does.
So, Brian, I'm looking at your name and I'm reading as Michael Schenker Skunk. What's your favorite off of this?
Yeah, I bought this when it came out, when it released. I did see it on
wow.
MTV, and they had the "Give Me Your Love," which is like Christine said, it's like an anthem, like a power anthem for the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this whole album was great. But like I said, I had bought it when I was sweeping floors. I'd throw it on, just keep flipping it. This whole album for me is nostalgic, so it's really a step back in time for me. And what I really liked was the singer, compared to the last album that I had reviewed. So it was definitely a major improvement. But yeah, I'm picking "Give Me Your Love" as my favorite off of this, just because of the riff, the verse, just the way he sings it, the breakdowns on it. I don't know, it's got like those empty, or I don't know, not empty, but it's got space in there to move around. And it's not all just overdone with drums. But I even love the cover for this one. Cover for this was like perfect for him.
That's a cool album cover. Throw Robin there and advertise your new singer, right? Smart.
Yeah. And then "Love Is Not a Game" I picked because I know that was a hit, and that's another reason why I was excited to own it, because it's like, oh, there's more than one, there's more than one song on the radio now. So was it Get Out? Yeah, Get Out was a hard driving hit, which is good. Follow the Night I liked, just because of the chorus, the breakdowns, the solo, the chorus. And again, McAuley, his voice is it's top notch on this album. The production on this is stellar. I don't know if it'll ever get like a remaster remix, but this is something I wish I had on record. But out of the 3 albums we're going to discuss today, this is, well, actually out of all of the MSGs, maybe besides the first one, this is probably my favorite album, just because I love the production on it so much.
Okay.
The drums are really good. Really gated drums. It's just really heavy. Like I said, there's nothing over the top with any of the drums. It's kind of, it kind of fits the form of what he's doing. There's a lot of textures on this album. Where it's metal, but it's the production's so good. It doesn't sound like the '80s. It sounds like it's going into the '90s kind of production.
Okay.
I thought this album was banging, so I'd give it an 8 anyway.
Oh yeah. Sorry, what's how would you guys rate this? Actually, the first album as well.
That's what I gave it, 8.5.
Okay, Danny, how would you rate this one?
Maybe an 8.
8. Okay. Logan, favorite song and a rating.
Well, I hate to be predictable, but yeah, I think "Give Me Your Love" has to be mine. I love that song. Yeah. It's kind of like Brian said, arena power rock kind of anthem, and I just think it's got a cool riff to it. I like the breakdown, like in the verses, kind of gets all quiet, and Michael's playing like those staccato kind of lines. And I know me and Cindy talked about this. Robin McAuley reminds me of, to me, he kind of reminds me like Stephen Pearcy from Rat, in a way on that. And I think Cindy said he sounded like Jack Russell from Great White a little bit, which I hear that, in some of the higher stuff he does. Kind of like when Jack goes high, it's kind of got the similar kind of tone. But yeah, I love that song. Also because Mitch Perry actually gets to like do some co-leads with Michael in it, which is pretty cool. Because like the first solo, I think Michael takes, and then Mitch Perry does this like tapping thing, which is kind of. I don't think Michael really messed around with tapping kind of styles. I don't think he did that kind of style that much. So it's kind of cool to hear something different. I'm sure they were wanting somebody who could do something like that for this time period, because there's a ton of bands doing that around that time. But yeah, I had a couple other ones I'd highlight. I really liked "Get Out," which is the other song that kind of, I think it's like the sister song to "Give Me Your Love," because it kind of got the collaboration between the two guitar players. And I really like "Follow the Night." Like Christina said, it's got a great melodic hook. I think it's a great tune. And it kind of got underlooked. That was the third single from the record. I don't think it really did much. But yeah, if I was gonna give the album a rating, probably I'm gonna give it a 7.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's solid melodic rock.
Okay.
It's something different. I think this worked better than "Built to Destroy" did, because he got a better, and I love Gary Barden, but I just feel like his voice didn't gel with that style. Like if McAuley might have sung "Built to Destroy," maybe, I don't know, maybe it would have worked a little bit better. Who knows? But yeah,
it would have, because he would have fit better with the melodic center on that.
I think that's
ballads, and then you got this guy grading over it. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Gary Barden kind of is more of like a raspy bluesy voice, and that album's not raspy or bluesy at all. It's
it's too commercial sounding,
like commercial rock, and you got like this kind of raspy guy singing there. It's just kind of a weird mix that on that one. But,
he got it right though here, I think. So
But this is where I go pissing off the panel. So, yeah, again, I never heard any of these songs until like going to do the show. Like "Give Me Your Love" did nothing here. I'd never heard any of this stuff on the radio in Canada. Like this stuff, again, he's only done like Michael's only been to Canada maybe 10 times in his entire career. Like he rarely, and like 5 or 6 of those times have been in the 2000s. It's like the dude waited way too long to finally. It's like it's weird, because this kind of music would have done well here, but it's just really weird. I think he did like 2 shows in Canada for this tour. And like, one was in Toronto, one's in Vancouver. So it's just like that's all he ever did.
So there's one on YouTube, because I was telling you about it. He's playing "Rock and Roll Heaven,"
which I've been to that venue. That venue's not around anymore, but yeah, I've been to that.
That's pretty. Just look it up. You can look up, McAuley Schenker, "Rock and Roll Heaven." It'll probably pop up.
I mean, I know I've discussed this before, but yeah, like it's a miracle I even got to see this guy, considering he hardly ever comes here. But yeah, but I don't know. It's just the style of music's really not like my thing. I find this album sounds like a Bon Jovi album to me, is what I kind of hear. Although Robin McAuley is, I think, a way better singer. No offense to Bon Jovi, I like his voice too, but Robin McAuley's a way better singer than John Bon Jovi. Like, yeah, musically it's fine. I just find there's not enough for me that's really grabs me with this kind of style. It's just really not the kind of style of like 80s metal I really typically sort of go for. I don't know. It's just, I mean, I like some of the early Bon Jovi stuff, but like this reminds me more of like, I don't know, when he started getting to like New Jersey and that kind of thing. And it was just, it's, I don't know. It's not terrible by any means. Like, I don't think there's a songs on here that are like actually bad. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's once I hear, it's because I love those early Michael Schenker group albums so much. And then I hear this, it's so different. But the one song that stuck out for me, well, there's a few of them. But the one I would have to go with is Get Out for sure. Just this fast driving, high energy song kind of reminds me of the older stuff. He, Cramp on it. Robin McAuley sounds amazing on here. And yeah, like Logan said, Mitch Perry also does lead work on there as well with Michael. So that's great. Yeah, it's got a killer solo. Just a great, fast, high energy song. This one, it sounds like it could have been on the first Great White album, actually. That's what I hear with that. And that's why I love that first Great White album on through, was it Out Through the Night? Oh my God. Yeah.
Something like that,
yeah. Out Through the Night. That first Great White album is fantastic. And that's really what it reminds me of, especially his vocal delivery on that. It's got a great catchy riff throughout, great melodic guitar solo halfway. Chorus is simple, but super memorable. Yeah, Robin sounds great. There's great backing vocals on this. The song ends with the chorus fading out. Michael, I don't know if that's Michael at the end doing those solos at the end, or if that's Mitch.
Yeah, it probably is. I bet. I wouldn't know, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think Get Out is a fantastic song. To me, that song really stands out for me. And the other one was probably No Time for Losers. That's another good high energy song. Rock to You Crazy is good. I guess I'd have to probably listen to this like maybe 10 times to really get into it more. Maybe it's just I've only listened to like 2 or 3 times that hasn't had the chance to really.
It's a grower. Yeah, it's a grower album. It sure is.
I'm not really into this kind of style of the whole. I like glam metal and hair metal, but I'm more into like that kind of like dirty, sleazy Guns N' Roses kind of thing as opposed to this.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more.
Yeah, because it's cleaner, yeah.
A little bit, yeah, whatever the hell that means, sleazier. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just
hair
like,
metal.
Kind of has like, yeah.
Well, but kind of lyrical content.
Glam hair metal.
I don't know, just the overall general sound of it. And again, none of it's actually bad songs. I just had a hard time like remembering a lot of these songs after I listened to it, aside from like a couple, 3 or 4. Yeah, Give Me Your Love is really catchy. But I mean, I find like these songs could have been done by anybody. Like it almost just sounds like 10 other bands that came out at the time. I don't know. But rate it based off of, I guess, just for the music quality itself, since none of it's actually bad. I'd still give it like a 6.5 to a 7. It's not horrible. It's definitely not Built to Destroy. That was even worse. I found that was just very cheesy keyboards on that album. We already went into that. We don't need to get into that again. This kind of dropped that. This was just kind of like bass, guitar, drums, singer. There was some keyboards, but it wasn't overbearing. But it's just a solid rock album. To me, it's not anything amazing. It's just a solid rock album. But I can see if you're into this style of music, why you would give it like, oh my God, this is great. Like if this is something that you really like Brian likes this kind of stuff, then yeah, this is like almost a pretty perfect album when it comes to this style.
I think it depends too on a lot of people in America. This is probably the first time they heard him, like because "Give Me Your Love" was kind of a radio hit, video hit, so yeah, it just depends on what you like.
You think here, "Give Me Your Love"? You think the song like that would have been bigger than what it went to, right? Like you'd think this would have been like a top 10 hit or something. It kind of has that sound. Yeah. Again, I think
I heard it on the radio or something. I know I've heard it before we did this, but
I honestly think it might be a little too late. Like 87, this came out maybe 84, 85.
Yeah.
After Assault Attack, maybe he should have came out with this next. If he really want to go in that direction. I mean, whether Graham was there or not, he could have just brought. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird direction to go in at 87. Because this kind of music by 87, that's when I said you had like kind of those sleazy LA bands coming in like.
And that's when stuff like this was kind of starting to go down, and that was going up.
It was a saturated scene too. Yeah, when that released, it was a saturated scene. Everybody started to kind of sound the same, look the same. They were on the same.
He took a couple years off there too. So
yeah,
I mean
that probably doesn't help exactly.
That hurts you. Yeah.
So he does 6 songs from this album on that Toronto Rock and Roll Heaven gig. Okay. Well, yeah, because
Yeah.
there was probably for this tour, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
so yeah, Get Out was
Yeah, I
my
saw a
choice.
video. I
Yeah.
saw a video that they did for this tour. Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's like an hour and 10 minutes or something.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's the same one I seen, Brian.
1990. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just-
1990, I think it was.
I guess it's just I'm expecting more from someone from a band with Michael Schenker in it. I guess I'm expecting it to be blown away like the UFO stuff or like the earlier. But yeah, I'm just not hearing that. But still not bad music by any means. But
It's definitely different. Yeah.
so then that brings us to this album, Save Yourself. So
Oh, I got an A.
What
I'll let
was
you
the
go.
name of that? One second. What was the name of that track again, Sid, that you picked?
Get Out.
A Hoser?
Get
Out. Out.
out. Boot. Get out in a boot.
A
There's
boot.
2 U's in the out.
Get out.
Right.
Oh, oh my god. So yeah, Save Yourself. More cool artwork. I actually really like this album artwork too. With the
Yeah, artwork's killer.
like a crack and there's like a flying V like kind of jammed into the yeah, really weird. But really cool album artwork. I actually I'm not gonna ruin it, but I think this is probably my favorite of the 3. Danny, what wait, no, was it Danny's next? No, Danny's got the 3rd one. Hold on. I'm sorry. Brian's got the
I got
second
it.
one. So Brian, what's your thoughts on Save Yourself?
Yeah, I recognized a lot of songs off of this, and I never bought it. So I didn't.
Really?
I
Wow.
was already getting into alternative and punk and stuff in the late '80s. I was already in the punk, but I mean, I went back to it. I was skipping over all these, these churn style just labels cranking out all this same type of look and fashion and sound. So I completely went the other direction. I even went into industrial, I think.
Yeah.
Ministry and all that. So this is a very strong album, and I was really impressed with how much I actually knew off of it. So it did get airplay here, and I do remember it being on the radio, especially with the Anytime. That was a big hit, and there was another one. Oh, of course I didn't write it down. It might have been Save Yourself. I'm not sure. It might have been Save Yourself, but that's the opening track. But to go with Save Yourself, it starts off with like a classical guitar opening, which I love when he does that stuff. Again, it just shows off his prowess. It shows off what he can do. Like I said, it's a very classical influenced like throughout the song, but it's a good opener. It's a fast rocker. So again, it's going to be fast, medium, slow rockers on this. The second song is Bad Boys, which is a really heavy rocker. I think even the solos throughout this album were really kind of over the top with a lot of the really noodling and the triple. Oh, there's a lot of chugging in it too, right, for the rhythm as he's soloing. So that kind of threw me off, which I really enjoyed. But yeah, so Bad Boy is a heavy rocker. It's got the vocals, and he's a great singer. So I'm not gonna, there's not a bad song that he sings on. So the vocals are strong throughout this album. But like I said, it's just a fast, blistering solo throughout this whole song, and I really, really, really enjoyed it. But I picked Anytime off of it. It is a hit. It was on the radio. It's kind of a cool ballad, but it goes up and down, so it paces itself as it goes. Got some good textures throughout. It's got great tones on it. So the production again on this album is just like comparable to the last one. I don't know if it's the same producer, but nothing is deviated from this good formula. Yeah. There's another one called Get Down to Business with a Z.
It's really very hair metal.
Yeah. But going back to the Anytime from the radio hit, it's got a really great breakdown bridge towards the end, and then it kind of takes you out of it, and then you're like, where is it going? And then it goes right back into it, which is great, and then it ends. But Get Down to Business. It's a heavy medium rocker. It's got really pumping bass through it, so that guy is just hammering on those strings. The solo's super bright. It's kind of a poppy song, but it goes in and out of it. So what I did say is the production in this song, I wouldn't call it a filler, but it sounds like everything else on the album. It sounds like more of the same. So then the next one is Shadow of the Night, which is a slow rocker, and it was good. It kind of builds, but it just stays kind of consistent throughout. And I think really that's more about the singing as opposed to any of the guitar flair or anything. Again, between the last album we just reviewed and this album, the drummer isn't anything over the top. He's in the pocket. He's right on the beat. Nothing flashy. No speed fills. There's really not any double bass. There's not all kinds of crazy like China Boy wash and that kind of stuff like there was pretty much on the earlier albums. So I would say it's a little bit more reserved than the early MSG sound. But the great solos throughout. I mean, the solos I think are really the highlight of this album because each one is like building. Each song gets more and more technical as it keeps going on. It's got the twinning guitars on it too, so which I love when he does that. And then the next is What We Need. It's another poppy rock song, but it's got the heavy chugging again when he's playing the solo. So, for 3-4 minute songs, it kind of is what it is. But verse, chorus, solo, chorus, and outro. It's kind of like the formula to keep it here. If you're studying theory.
Yeah.
The next one is I Am Your Radio, which I picked as my honorable mention for my second out of this. And it's written to be an arena participation song, just like Christina had mentioned about the other album. So I think he was just keeping the same formula through that album and this album. They both sound completely different, but they're similar in a lot of the way that the tracks fall, the way that the songs or the riffs are lining up on the album. So I think it was really good. I would love to have seen that live, but it's a heavy riff. It's got a really big breakdown that goes into space, for the audience participation, because there's like you can get the audience on their feet and screaming whatever the chorus that's going on. But that was a head scratcher, because I was like, why didn't this get on the radio? Why didn't they play this one more? Or why didn't they have a video?
It's in the title, right? Come on.
Right. Yeah. I don't get it. So then it goes, It Has to Be Another Way. And that's it opens up with the twinning guitar. It's awesome. I think the stuff that he did just technically with the guitar through this album was spectacular. It's stuff I haven't really heard before. It's not the same taste. It's just the same formula, right? So I thought it was really good. But it is a really pretty ballad, and it's under 2 minutes, no singing. So I really liked it.
Yeah.
And then This Is My Heart, which is that's how they ended it. So they ended it on a ballad. It's a fun song with keyboards and stuff, but I would have picked one of these other heavier ones in the middle. Like
two more songs, there's Destiny and Take Me Back,
and put it on the end. Yeah, I'm sorry.
There's 2 more songs. There's Destiny and Take Me Back.
He's like, not on my
copy. Broke up. I'm sorry. Can you say it again?
There's actually 2 more songs after that. There's Destiny and Take Me Back. There's 11 songs.
Destiny. It kind of reminded me of like Halloween, I Want Out, but then he took the riff to a different place, which I really liked. And it was a fast rocker. The chorus really hooks. The solos are really good on that. But again, it's just for me it's a filler song, but it was really good. Take Me Back. I'm sorry, you're right. Now I see what you say. I put good closer, twinning guitar, high chorus, big breakdown. That slows again and then picks back up again and kind of puts you right back into the mood. So out of this album, I really enjoyed it. I might actually pick it up if I see it on CD. I don't know if I'd buy the record, but I would give that a good 7.5 to an 8 as well. I
Okay.
think they're like bookends to each other from the last album and this album. I think those two really could be a double album.
Cool. So,
Nice.
Christine, what would your favorite song and your rating of this be?
Well, I'd say it 8 out of 10. I picked I Am Your Radio. I like the driving riff. It's climatic and it had a great melodic solo. Then Save Yourself because it was killer intro. And Shadow of the Night, I thought it was heavy, fast-paced, melodic solos.
Cool. So, Danny.
I went with Get Down to Business because of Michael did a lot of ripping leads.
Okay.
And I thought for me, this is something I'd like to hear more of on the album. But overall, I thought the album was pretty good. This is my first listen on this album.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I thought it was definitely way better than most of the stuff last week. Way, way, way better. And a lot of that's because of McAuley. Mm-hmm. I mean, let's give McAuley his props.
Yep.
I like Brian, I really couldn't stand, what's his name? Gary what?
Gary Barden.
I'm sorry, Gary, but you don't.
He wasn't a fit. He wasn't a good fit.
Yeah. So, yeah, that I guess that says it all. I would rate this somewhere around my first listen. So, I would give it maybe an 8.
Okay.
Maybe, yeah, somewhere around an 8. Same thing what Brian said.
All right, Logan, your turn.
All right. Yeah, talking about Save Yourself, man. There's a lot of good tunes on this album to me.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to pick one, to be honest, because I listened to this album a while ago, like when I was getting into Schenker stuff, but I haven't listened to it since. And coming back to it, I thought was really cool, and I thought like this is where the band really gelled together, because I really like Perfect Timing, but I think this one, the songwriting's great, the playing's great, and kind of like how the guy did on the first album, Steve Mann does a couple solos with Michael on this album, so it's kind of cool to hear stuff like that. But I think I have to pick the title track because that's just awesome, man. Like that signature, that's like old school style Schenker from the first couple albums. All them leads at the start, that's one of his best solos, I think. Right at the start of the album. Pretty heavy. Probably the heaviest song McAuley probably sung with him, I would say. Probably by a long shot. Probably this or Get Out. There's some heavy stuff on the third album, but when we get there, we'll talk about it. A couple other songs. I love Bad Boys. That's a cool song. Got a cool riff. Everybody's writing a song about bad boys back then, huh? White Snake, right?
Yeah.
Scorpions, Bad Boys Running Wild. Everybody was doing it. But that one, and I really like Shadow of the Night. I think
Rudolph stole Bad Boys Running Wild from Michael.
Yeah, there you go. See,
Rudolph,
the sibling rivalry keeps going. But Shadow of the Night, I think that's kind of an underlooked tune. I really love Michael's solo in the last half of that. It's kind of a slower tempo song, but I really like that one. And I like Destiny. I know Brian said he thought it was kind of whatever, but I think that's a cool track. The lyrics, kind of talking about your own destiny and you got to forge your own path in the world kind of thing. So I thought it was like uplifting. I like that kind of stuff. That's why I like bands like Night Ranger and Triumph. I mean, all them bands kind of talk about.
You're just sucking up to the host now, mentioning Triumph.
Well, yeah. I shouldn't have mentioned them. Should have left it at Night Ranger. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a solid album, man. I could have picked probably 5 tunes to be a favorite. So yeah, I'd probably give it I'd be happy giving this a 9 myself.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I think this is a step up from the previous one. I think it's a little bit heavy on the heavier side. This is not. It still sounds like some of the stuff from the same time, but it's still. I still think it's better than the first album. And you're mentioning the producer Frank Filippetti. He is got 7 Grammy Awards and 10 nominations for his work on The Color Purple, The Book of Mormon, Wicked, Monty Python's Spamalot, and Elton John and Tim Rice's Ida. He was an earlier supporter of digital recording. His other credits include mixes for such numbers for #1 singles as Foreigners, I Want to Know What Love Is. There's the Foreigner connection, so that kind of makes sense with the Anytime, and didn't like Lou Graham. Someone posted the comment.
Yeah, I put it up there a while ago.
Uh,
I think Lou Graham and Robin McAuley lived in the same town,
There we go.
Rochester,
Here it
New
is.
York.
Yeah.
And I guess they ran into each other, and Lou was like, "Man, I wish I wrote Anytime." And it makes sense because you listen to that, I could see Lou singing a song like that.
80s Foreigner sound, yes.
Yeah.
But it says, I Want to Know What Love Is. The Bangles' Eternal Flame. He engineered and produced Survivor's '88 album, Too Hot to Sleep, which is interesting.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Robin McAuley fronted them live for a little bit, way later. He also recorded and mixed albums for Carly Simon, Barbra Streisand, Vanessa Williams, George Michael, 10,000 Maniacs, Korn, Frank Zappa, James Taylor, who's Hourglass.
He's all over the place, pretty much.
All sorts of different.
Wow.
He did Billy Joel, Meatloaf, just all over the map. So
Oh,
so
man,
again,
great.
they landed these big name, well-known guys to produce their albums. So, I would definitely. I'm in agreement with Logan here. The 6-minute title track, but it doesn't feel like it sounds like it's 2 minutes because if you hear it and it's just done. It feels like because it's such a good song.
A lot of changes, man. Yeah, a lot of changes.
Yeah, it starts off with those starts off with like those loud, I guess they're church bells, followed by Schenker coming in with some crazy fast leads, which kind of remind me of Malmsteen, but like the more earlier stuff, like the neoclassical style. Then there's a couple of heavy riffs that come in, just going to town on his whammy bar. And the main riff of the song kicks in, just a fast, heavy song at this point. I honestly enjoy this as much as anything he has done in his career. With like the UFO stuff. Like this song I thought was phenomenal. Hard-hitting drums, heavy driving bass, amazing vocals, and just great overall melodies throughout. Michael kills it on the guitar solos on this as well. You can sing along to every note of these solos. They're fast, but not just mindless noodling without any purpose or feeling. And yeah, I could listen to this one over and over again. It's easily my favorite song on any of these 3 albums actually we're discussing today. So that would be my pick from this. And overall, I think there's quite a few other songs that are pretty good. But overall, I'd probably give it about an 8. So I'm kind of in between, I guess, Danny and Logan, I think. I'm at about an 8. And
consistent.
The other one, I'd probably, corny lyrics aside, maybe get down to business, like Danny said, even though the lyrics are very, very cheesy. It's just like,
it's like a Gene Simmons lyrics.
It really is. It's just, musically, it's a fun song, but the stuff is fun and catchy on here while being heavy. Bad Boys is another great one. Yeah, that little instrumental piece that he does, There Has to Be Another Way, is cool. I do think it's a step up from the previous album, but I do hear a lot of that Jack Russell Great White voice in Robin's voice when he kind of gets a little bit more raspy even and goes high pitched. So I love that because I love that band. So so that's what my thoughts on this one were. So I'm at about an 8, and I went with Save Yourself, the opening title track, which it's just a fantastic song. I love Save Yourself. Then that brings us to, what's the final one we got here? Okay, remove that.
The third album called MSG, right?
It's called MSG, which is very confusing. Now you got Michael Schenker Group, you got MSG, and then you got MSG again. And it's like gonna turn your head like this way to read it. It's just like, what? It's like, so
it's kind of an odd cover,
Just like not the best, like legibility wise. It's kind of like, what? So Danny, what's your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I couldn't read the first track on the. So what is the title of the first track?
Eve.
Eve. Okay, thank you. I've got for Eve the first song. You would swear you're listening to Alice Cooper on steroids. The second verse.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Right.
Yeah, I hear a little bit of Alice.
I agree.
For a small section, I mean, you'd swear it's Alice Cooper.
When he gets that aggression in his voice, yes.
Yeah. The second verse, the vocal does remind me much of, and now it reminds me of Motley Crue in the second verse. The song is pretty catchy, and the guitar tone is great. This is a medium rocker, and let's say it's a bit on the commercial side. Michael takes a solo in the middle, which is just man. The outro solo is much better with some flashy pentatonics and some beautiful string bending. So we'll go into Paradise from that one. This is a slow tempo rocker. Already the guitars are much bigger sounding. The vocals are sounding way better on this track. Michael lays down a bed of harmonized melody behind his rhythm. First solo comes and it's a bit predictable and underwhelming. The outro solo is about the same. I know Michael can do much better than this. Was he going for more of a commercial format? I really don't know. That song was just okay for me.
It's no Alcana Paradise, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I had to get that in there.
I was waiting for somebody to say something.
I'm Gone is the next track. This is a rock or arena type ballad, rock or arena ballad. Michael plays some beautiful, I think it's arpeggios in the intro. McAuley's voice is really nice on this song. So far, it's my favorite song for him. I'm talking about McAuley. This song is so far the strongest melodic song that was sung by McAuley. Was a strong song melodically, I felt. The next tune is Broken Heart. Right off the bat, you can hear McAuley looked into the way Dio phrased and enunciated, and his enunciation in his lyric. I mean, this was like okay, I've been listening to Dio. I'm going to throw it down like that. So it just reminded me so much of the way Dio phrases, and he sounded a little bit like Dio. At least that's what it sounds like on this medium tempo rocker. The verses and choruses are just okay in this song, but what makes this song shine is the bridge, and man, it is ultra hooky. The outro is pretty good too. I would listen to this one just to hear the bridge again and the outro solo. We Believe in Love. Michael starts this one off with a guitar tone that sounds like he's going to eat you. The guitar's growling, it's dark, it's distorted, and he continues the rhythm as he takes a pretty nice solo. The verses are real nice, but the chorus is very majestic and uplifting and memorable. The chorus almost reminds me of something that Klaus Meine would have wrote. Beautifully done. Would call this a rock anthem type tune. In between the chorus 1 and chorus 2, Michael turns out a decent solo, very melodic. By a long shot so far, this is a song I've been waiting for on the album. Will we get more of this? After chorus 2, Michael cuts loose with another burner. This is much better than the last solo. His tone is absolutely beautiful, and he's playing so impeccable. The second chorus they bring in a bridge, and it's very catchy also. This is an impressive song. I was impressed by it. It was a good song. After the second chorus, let's see. Oh, am I still on this freaking song? Holy shit, I was impressed. After the second chorus, they introduce a new part. Oh, I remember that. And it's double time and very interesting. I hope Michael doesn't disappoint me, because this is a great riff to solo on top of. We'll take this part through the outro, and Michael doesn't disappoint. He starts smoking the fretboard as it fades out. It's a great song. Yeah, I really remember that.
Okay.
Yeah, that was very memorable for me. We'll get into the song Crazy. This song is a medium tempo rocker. I'm into the second verse, and only one thing I can think of. This song is a bit like Motley on steroids. Let's see if Michael can save this tune with a killer solo.
It's actually written by the drummer and Robin McAuley, so they're the lone writing credits on that. Michael actually had nothing to do with that song. It was actually Robin McAuley and well, not even the drummer. The bass player from the previous album.
Yeah.
He wasn't on this. He did backing vocals on this album. Played bass on the last album. Just he didn't play bass on here. Just did backing vocals. But that was maybe that must be maybe a leftover song from the previous album, I would say, because it's written by him and Robin McAuley. Yeah.
Let's see. Yep. This solo is his best so far, and he's burning it up. So Michael saved this song with a killer solo. Great. See, man, this is a save if I've ever heard one. I'm playing it again, and I did. Invincible. That's the next tune. This is a medium tempo rocker. It really reminds me a bit of, I'm going back to it, Motley Crue and Guns. Welcome to the Jungle at near the end of each verse. It's almost the same cadence, of welcome to the jungle. You hear that cadence at the end of each verse. Michael takes a short solo after the first chorus, and it's just okay. With the groove they got going on, this tune, I'm expecting Michael to burn it up. Let's see if that really happens. After the second chorus, Michael takes another quick one. It's a little better than the first one. He had some burning phrases in it. It's a little better than the first one. He did have some burning phrases in it. It was a bit short, but I'm still expecting that burner. And then I got, nah, it never came. But what he did after each chorus was really nice with a great tone. So I'll give him props on that one. It just, some of these songs were just like teasers, you could feel it building up in my mind and in my head. If I was pretending, if I played guitar, I knew exactly where I'd go, and I'd be shredding it. But I don't know why he held back. Because Michael's certainly capable of doing whatever he wants to do. Maybe it was commerciality. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, it's just weird because by this time you think he wouldn't really care anymore. I mean,
91,
he probably knew this record was kind of DOA. Sadly,
he was always
style
talking about creativity was the most important thing to him. I don't know. I don't know what he was thinking. He just a lot of the times he wasn't the same Michael for me, but then sometimes he was, whoa, Michael's learned a few tricks. What happens to me is the next track. Did I already do that one?
Nope.
No.
This is a rock or arena ballad song. It's heavy, and McAuley really sings it well. Michael's picking arpeggios during the verses with a clean tone and power chords behind that clean tone, which makes for a really nice sounding production. This song is really well produced and well mixed. You can hear everything that's going on. Dare I hope for a blistering solo, or will it be one of Michael's beautiful melodic solos, or both? Let's find out. Well, we got a beautiful melodic solo after the second chorus, I remember. It was quite nice. I'm expecting to hear some more on the outro, if there is one. Oh, yeah, I guessed right. This is a classic Michael Schenker solo. Beautiful melodic structure with tons of feel. Minor scales mixed with pentatonic bends and a great performance. It really made the tune for me. It was, he did really well. So he didn't disappoint. It's just tease you a little bit here, please you a little bit over there.
Like should have been Tease Me, Please Me by Scorpion. Come on.
And Squeeze Me Too.
Oh my God. No, that's Paul Stanley.
Lonely Nights is the next tune. This is a medium tempo heavy rocker. Once again, I hear a bit of Motley Crue in this. but on steroids. The verses are in a minor key and the chorus is in a major key, which is kind of up energy, uplifting, kind of raises the I'm at a loss for the word. It raises the it gives you the up feel because of the heavy major chords. So I must say the chorus is quite memorable. After the second chorus, Michael really lays it down on this solo. It's not only a burner, it's an exceptional solo. Another chorus, and Michael takes it through the outro with another burner. Total save for me. I want to hear this again. Yeah, I remember that. That was really good. This night is not gonna. This night is gonna last forever. Oh God, this is another rock ballad. This is an excellent attempt of an accidental making of a hit song. Accident or an excellent attempt. I don't know which. Beautiful melody in the verse and choruses. It's not really the type of song I listen to, but I have to give Michael props for being able to write something this beautiful.
Well, that's another one he actually did not write.
Is that
other,
right?
Other people wrote that one, so there you go.
Who did?
I don't even know who them people are.
Rocky Newton, so the bass player from the previous album, and Kenny Stewart, whoever that is. There's no real information.
Yeah, I don't know who Kenny Stewart is.
Yeah, outside songwriting on that one.
Michael does some great orchestrated parts on guitar, which really makes the song feel huge. Yeah, it wasn't my type of song, but it was well done. Never Ending Nightmare. This is the last tune, isn't it?
Yep.
The intro of this song would fit well with with an image of Machu Picchu with, on a foggy day. On the other hand, it could be an intro to a spaghetti western. Let's see where it goes. Michael comes in with a minor scale played on a classical guitar, and it's a bit of fresh air at the moment. In the background, you can hear an electric guitar with the old spaghetti western, the tremolo vibrato that some amps have, especially Fender amps had that. So you got that perfect spaghetti western setup, Let's see. This is another ballad. Michael comes in playing arpeggios on an acoustic guitar while gently and melodically playing broken melodies with the classical guitar. McAuley comes in with a haunting melody and singing it very beautifully. Once again, this really isn't my type of song, especially with the spaghetti intro. But it is well done. That's my take on that. As for my favorite tune, boy, oh boy, I did not write that down, but I'm going to say it was We Believe in Love.
That's what I figured, because you had so much notes for that one. You were really loving that song.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. What would you rate this out of 10?
This one for me was lower than the other two, really. Okay. I would give it a 6.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Christina, favorite song and your rating?
My favorite song was A Never Ending Nightmare.
Okay.
I liked the animal noises at the beginning. Acoustic, I liked the acoustic, and I thought I had great vocals, and I thought it reminded me of Dio's Passion, the way he sang it. And I loved the lyrics. Crazy, I thought it was heavier, and I loved the lyrics, and the drums were good, and solo. And Invincible is a heavier drums, and I like the solo.
Cool. How would you rate it out of 10?
I went 7.5 out of 10 on that one.
Cool. Brian?
All right, so going to that song Crazy, it's got everything in it that drives me crazy. It's got the wow, right, and in the beginning,
the
when
start
you got
too,
the
yeah, right at the
guitar
start.
kind of kicking in. I'm gonna rip it apart. I hate
He's
this song.
electrical shock.
So he's doing he's doing the things, and it's the equivalent of like a new rapper getting in a studio, and in the beginning it's like yo check yo. It's kind of the same thing when he's doing the woo woo yeah.
He does it twice
yeah.
too, Brian. He
Doing
does
all
it
that.
twice in the song.
This is the crap that turns me off of this kind of metal. This is why I don't listen to it.
I guess that's fine live,
All
but
right,
like
with that aside.
studio song, I guess. Yeah, I know.
When I heard the wow, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna rip it. So I'm picking the Believe in Love song.
What? Sorry, what was that?
No, I'm gonna pick the Believe in Love song with all of Danny's notes. I just put I picked it just for the solos. That says it has everything contained that you need in the song.
Yeah,
that's all I said. Because it goes everywhere, and it's got all these breakdowns, and it gets fast, and it gets slow, and then it's got a breakdown, and it goes back to something else. It's like what? So that one really blew my mind, and I really liked it. So I picked that. I picked Paradise.
Okay.
I picked When I'm Gone, and then I also picked Never Ending Nightmare. But the Believe in Love is my favorite song off of that. So
I gotta give that one.
Pick it up just for that song.
I gotta listen to We Believe in Love again. I gotta go back and listen to that. It's not my pick, but yeah, maybe if I go back and listen again, maybe it will be. But I gotta give that one another chance. Like,
what did you rate it, Brian?
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna give it a 7. I'm going 7 on this one.
So,
nice.
It was a great attempt, man. And that Eve with the really dirty vocals opening, I really liked that. It had me immediately on the first song.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was in for the long haul,
So I'm gonna go with track 4 for my favorite, This Broken Heart, which is I think one of the ones Danny liked quite a bit.
Yes.
And you'd think it would be a ballad with a name like that, but it's not really. It's kind of like a mid-tempo rocker. Yeah. I think it's probably one of McAuley's better lyric-driven songs too. Getting over a breakup kind of thing. I know that's been written about 9 times over 3. But I think he does a great job with it. He's got great vocal. I think it's got one of Schenker's better solos on the record too, and the rhythm section. I think they kind of hold it down well on this. And I want to mention, it's Jeff Pilson who was in Dokken, and James Kodak, I think is how you say his last name. I don't know. He was in Kingdom Come, so they kind of had a different lineup for this album.
Scorpions later on, funny enough.
Scorpions, yeah, and Jeff went on The Foreigner, of course, and 300 other things. Dio, But I really like that one. This Broken Heart. It's got some of McAuley's best lyrics. I thought the harmonies are great. Solo is kind of short, but I think it works for the song. And I think if I remember right, We Believe in Love was a pretty solid song too. Them tracks 4 and 5 kind of stood out, and I really liked track 1 and 2. Eve and Paradise. I thought that was a good start to the album. I kind of like how Danny was saying it's kind of got that Cooper kind of feel in the verses. I like Paradise, I think, more than Danny did, but I just like that riff, like in the verses. It had a cool riff to it, I thought. And I like Never Ending Nightmare. I think that was a pretty cool ballad. I know usually you don't want to end albums on ballads, but I thought that was kind of cool. And I think it's probably, like how I said This Broken Heart, I think that's one of Schenker's better solos at the end of Never Ending Nightmare. Starts playing like in the last minute and a half and it fades out, unfortunately. But I would love to hear the full track of that, just to hear how it sounded. But overall as an album, I think I'm kind of like Danny. I think this is the one I like least in a way, or kind of in the same as like Perfect Timing, but I feel like I like Perfect Timing more. So I think I'll give this a 6 overall.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Before we get into my talking about this stuff, but this was Hugh Syme actually did the artwork, which is weird because I know this album covers. It's just the font I think is weird because it's hard to read because you got Michael's name on one side.
Yeah, Hugh Syme did a lot of strange kind of stuff like that.
He's a Juno, like he's the Canadian Juno award-winning graphic artist. He actually did all of Rush's album covers since Caress of Steel. So basically, pretty much everything but the first 2. So yeah, he's known for all their artwork. You can kind of tell it kind of has that same sort of look to it.
Like
Like all the Dream
Especially
Theater
the
stuff.
90s, yeah.
He does a few
Yeah.
dreams. He did some a Dream Theater album. He did a Megadeth, Iron Maiden. He did. But yeah, done tons of art. Max Webster, just all sorts of different bands that he's done. A lot of Canadian bands mostly. Yeah, Quiet Riot. White. He did the 1987 White Snake album. So there you go.
And that reminds me a lot like this in a way, just
Yes.
because of the way it is and the font, you know.
Did New Jersey by Bon Jovi. So there you go. Yeah, just a whole bunch of all these hair bands. Styx, Edge of the Century. Yeah, I can see that. These kind of have that same. He liked using brown colors for whatever reason.
And one central thing in the middle, you know, it's like how
Yeah,
Whitesnake is.
yeah.
Edge of the Century's like that, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, that was just his art style. But yeah, then the lineup, of course, is Robin McAuley and Michael. And then yeah, Jeff Pilson, who Danny's had the pleasure of working with. Not he never actually got to play with him, but like you want to tell that story a little bit again for anyone that's
yeah, I used to work a bit with Jeff. We both had Pro Tools studios. A good friend, a friend of mine, was very good friends with Jeff Pilson. Actually, a business partner. And Jeff and I had similar recording studios, and I had this one backup machine for all the digital content that we were using, which in the day, it was the only way to back up your sessions, your songs that you record. So Jeff, I think I did 2, maybe 3 albums for him. He'd send me the stuff to my house, and then I'd back it all up and then send him his stuff back with the backup. And that's how I know Jeff. Yeah. Good guy, really, really good guy. Yeah, really nice guy.
Yeah, he's played on a lot of albums we've discussed. Because
I've heard stuff that nobody else has that he's written.
Nice,
dude, just fucking fire.
He's also an underrated vocalist because there's like demos of Dawkins songs with him on vocals, and he sounds better than Don. I hate to say it, he sounds better.
Really, really good, and he's still doing it, man.
Yeah, I mean, sure, with Foreigner, he's probably doing all those he's probably doing all those backing vocals.
Jeff's a great singer. He's a great songwriter. He's a great bass player, and he's a good guitar player. I mean, he's a multi-talented guy.
Yeah,
really good guy.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, like again, like this was he's so many like well-known guitar players he's got to work with. I mean, you go from George Lynch, Schenker, and now I guess Foreigner. Well, I guess Mick Jones isn't in Foreigner anymore, but yeah, he's in that band now. But yeah, he's worked with a lot of well-known people. Dio, of course, he was in Dio. We've actually talked a lot about Jeff Pilson recordings because we did Unchain the Night for an episode. We did what else did we do? Or no, sorry, Under Lock and Key was it that we did? Yeah. We did Under Lock and Key. We did
he's on the
we did the
last
Dio
Foreigner record.
Dio album.
On the last Foreigner album we talked about.
Yeah, we're on the last Foreigner albums. Yeah, we've done reviews for a lot of stuff that Jeff's been on. So he's been around. And then yeah, of course, James Kodak was on drums. He passed away in 2024. He was with Kingdom Come. He was an original member of Kingdom Come. Was there. Yeah, and then he was with Scorpions for a very long time. He was fired in 2016 from Scorpions, but yeah, he was there for a very long time. And yeah, that's the lineup on here. And this was again recorded. This was all recorded in LA. 3 different studios again though. Rumbo's Recorders, Sound City Studios, Preferred Soundtrack Record. Oh my God, so 4 different studios in LA. Like that's got to be expensive. Renting all these different studios, going from studio to studio.
There's a reason you can do that, looking for ones that are not busy at that time.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah, if they're not booked.
Okay.
Yeah, you can cut down expenses.
Okay, so it's actually cheaper to do all these different.
It is.
I guess because they'll charge you if you're there like the entire time for like months recording this. Yeah.
If you're in a studio that's very busy all the time, it's going to be expensive. So.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go into another studio that isn't booked all the time, or it's at a slow point and get a little bit better deal, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And yeah, produced by Kevin Beamish. He was born in Canada but lived in the U.S. since he was 9.
Another whole.
During this time, wow, he worked with that girl group, The Miracle. Oh no, it's not a girl. The group The Miracles, and he mixed his first #1 hit record, Love Machine, and that was in 1975, an old Motown song.
Yeah.
Wow.
Remember it.
So he actually produced that. Yeah. So did what else?
Wow.
Yeah, he did a lot of he produced REO Speedwagon's #1 album, High Infidelity, and sang parts on the single Keep On Loving You. So he actually sang I guess backing vocals on that. Mixed and engineered Jefferson Starship's Winds of Change, Saxon's Crusader, Y&T's Contagious. He started producing heavier rock such as Keel, Leatherwolf, and into the 90s with Contraband, which we're talking about next week or 2 weeks from now. We're going to be doing the Contraband album, which Michael is on. So that's what we're going to be discussing 2 weeks from now. We're all going to talk about that album. And of course, Michael Schenker group. So yeah, he's done, again, he's got these producers that have done like so much. So I don't know what happened, but
well,
yeah.
the thing with this one too, I don't think they pushed any of the songs. I don't think there's
No,
any singles.
I guess by this point they're just like whatever. It's 91. The first 2 albums didn't really
something like When I'm Gone. I mean, the audience who liked Anytime, I think if you pushed When I'm Gone, that probably could have been something. I mean, maybe not a hit, but probably would have been well known like Anytime is for the people who like that kind of style.
Yeah. And then
Can I ask a question?
Yep.
Can I ask you guys something? Did you guys see the Michael Schenker songs from UFO with guest singers like Axl Rose, and there's a whole album out that he did.
Yeah, he put
the old
songs
songs
came out
with the new singers.
last year, I think.
I just saw
that
tracks. I didn't listen to it.
Everything. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff he's been on. It's insane. Like I said, hand claps. Okay. But yeah, as for the music, my favorite song, again, I find this album's a little bit long. It's 53 minutes. It's 11 songs, but it's 53 minutes, so it does kind of drag on a little bit. But being so long, like there's songs aren't really all that short. Everything's like over 4 minutes, except for like Invincible, which is funny enough is my pick. I actually did like Invincible a lot more than Danny liked it, but again, the solo, like you said, is not really anything fantastic, but I think it's a great heavy rocker. Reminds me of the music that the band Riot was doing on their album Born in America. Kind of has that heavier sound to it. Not even just the music. Robin even sounds like Rhett Forrester on this to me from Riot. Yeah, great vocal performance on this one. He sounds very aggressive, catchy with memorable verses, equally memorable chorus, and yeah, just I think the guitar solo, yeah, like Danny said, it's pretty short. You would think on such a heavy song you're gonna get some crazy, flashy solo.
That disappointed me. It was
popping in to say an incomparable Hoodie Sid and incomparable Logan. Hey Webb, how's it going? Webb, are you doing next week?
Webb.
I hope Webb's doing the 1969 with us next week. So yeah, we got so what did I else here? Yeah, the guitar solo on this one is pretty short, not super flashy. Michael just kind of plays the song on this one. But yeah, I think that's a good fun rocker that I won't get sick of. And then yeah, like the other ones, I probably would go maybe Paradise. And yeah, We Believe in Love. But I mean, there's all the songs on here are good. It's just, again, nothing overly memorable for the most part.
You know, when you listen to a Michael Schenker album,
yeah,
I'll speak for myself, but I think I speak for everybody. You expect some major, awesome guitar playing, which he does. I mean, his rhythms are great; they're really tight. When he doesn't do long solos, or he just throws in, they're cool, but you expect it to be way over the top of.
Yeah.
They don't. Some of these songs they don't even stack up to. What's his name in Scorpions? What's the guitar?
How about Klaus? Matthias.
Yes, Matthias. And I mean, he's such a way better guitar player than that. Yes, you don't need to be heard, or everything doesn't have to be about you, which obviously he's done, and I give him props on that because it's all done in good taste. But if you're going to take a solo, blow me away with it, man, because I know he can do that every time.
Yeah.
That was my major complaint about these albums. A few of the times did.
Restrained playing a little bit.
Yeah, right? yeah. And I've done that too on some stuff, you know. I mean, in my history, in my day, held back a bit just to make the song shine more. Just put in what it needed. But I just that surprised me with him, and that's what I mean. I bet at least a quarter of his shows, they're guitar players there. You know what I mean? Our musicians, guitar players, wanting to watch Michael Byrne. Who wants to buy an album? And I'm trying not to complain, but which guitar player wants to buy these particular albums, except for there's a cut or two to learn something off of, and there's nothing else to learn except for 2 tracks. So it's a little disappointing, I think.
Yeah.
And you were mentioning that too, Sid. Anyway, I love Michael. He's one of my favorites. Always will be one of my favorites. I love his melodic flair. He always goes there and puts a little "fuck you" on in his solos.
Yeah.
He's just a great player, and he has just a natural, beautiful feel. But I want to hear more of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of I don't know. It's kind of like the commerciality weighed over the musicianship or artistic kind of in some of this stuff. Because I like a good commercial rock song sometimes.
Sure.
But sometimes you gotta find a level playing ground where it's memorable. You know,
gotta make money.
Yeah.
You gotta make money.
That's totally why you went this way, you know?
Yes.
I mean, you probably seen Built to Destroy,
but
didn't really chart or do anything.
You don't know how. You don't have to. Okay, do that on one tune, on the hit tune, or the two hit tunes. Just play a little blip, and you're done. Yeah. But what about the other tunes? I mean, you know, there's.
Well, I haven't listened to them yet, but I'm curious what direction that's going to go in. And it's going to be, you'll probably be able to pick out Michael's solos. I'm not good at that sort of thing. I mean, you and Logan will probably be able to tell who's who. But we'll get into that. Yeah. So up next, not next week, but the week after, all 5 of us are going to do Contraband. So Michael's still in LA. He formed a super group. I don't know if he really formed it or if it's like this thing that they all kind of just got together. Because it's basically a cover album of like really weird, obscure covers. It's very strange.
I remember them. I remember this album.
So it's called Contraband, and the lineup's got the singer from a band called Shark Island, and there's a few songs on here that are actually just he's credited as the writer, so I don't know if they're covers of Shark Island songs or if they're new songs he wrote for the album, because I noticed quite a few covers, so I don't know if those are also like Shark Island covers. Don't really know much about Shark Island. And then Michael's of course there. Tracy Guns from LA Guns, he's the other guitar player. Cher Pedersen, the bass guitar player from the girl group Vixen, on bass, and Bobby Blotzer, the drummer for Rat. So it's just kind of like this LA glam hair metal album with Michael Schenker included. Very strange.
Seeing Vixen at the Troubadour before they were signed.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah. It's not a cool album cover. It's got all the logos of the bands they're in, you know.
Yeah.
On the amp cases.
The album cover does have logos of all the bands that these guys were in. That's actually true. Yes. I'm
looking forward to listening to that, really. I mean,
very interesting. There's
It's good.
They do like a cover of that old song, Good Rockin' Tonight. They do Hang On to Yourself by Bowie. There's a lot of just really random songs all the way from Memphis by oh my God, Mott the Hoople. So they're doing all like these all these cover tunes. But
Good Rockin' Tonight, is that Montrose or?
Well, it's the same song.
That's the song they covered, Danny.
Yeah, that's an old like 1947 song apparently. But yeah, it's the same song you're thinking of. But yeah, that'll be interesting to discuss that. It's basically doesn't say that it's a covers album, but I mean, like most of these, yeah, it's kind of weird. I know none of these guys are. Michael's not credited on writing anything on this. Neither is actually the only band member that's credited writing on anything on this is the singer. And I wonder if those are just Shark Island covers too. So I'm not really sure. I'll have to look into that before we do this. But yeah, so that's what's coming up next week or 2 weeks from now. Next week we'll be going to 1969. Not actually going there, but yeah, we'll be. No time traveling to 1969.
Right here.
Bring the time machine
It's gonna be
back.
a loaded show.
Danny remembers.
It's gonna be like a 4-hour show.
You're probably like a little kid.
The host has been smoking something.
You were like what, 10 in 1960? Not even.
69, I was maybe 12 or 13. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So you're
I
around.
was listening to the Cream and Hendrix.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's what's coming up next
I'm
week.
sure they'll get mentioned. I'm sure they'll get mentioned.
Yeah. So that's what's coming up next week. That's
Yeah.
gonna be me. Okay, who's got to say who's gonna be on that one? Me, Christina, Logan, Alex from Tainted Decibels is gonna be back on that. Rand, Anthony Kelly, and Webb. Webb's gonna be on that one as well. So we're all gonna be picking our top 3 albums of 1969.
Cool.
No rush in 1969 for Webb to pick. So
Love
You're gonna
it.
have to improvise.
it'll be interesting. I'm curious to see what everybody's picks are for 1969. So Danny said he's going to come on for 1978. I got a few other people. Brian gave me some dates for like the 2000s for when we get to that. People are like sending me dates of like
2004
specific shows that they want to do. So for specific years, I already got people for 1970, some other years and stuff like that. So should be fun getting different people in and out on the show just to see how that goes.
Sure.
And, yeah. So yeah.
What you got going on after the show, Sid?
So again, yes, after this, in about half an hour or so, just a little bit over half an hour. Yeah, at least we're not in a rush now. I don't have to sit there telling everybody, hurry up, get your thing. Yeah, that's why I want to start a bit earlier. So yeah, so in half an hour, Dan from Off the Charts, he's going to be joining me. We're continuing our A to Z series where we're playing deep cuts by Canadian bands going from the letter A to Z by it's all stuff that I actually own physical copies of those. That was kind of like the rule of this series. I have to actually own physical copies of this stuff. So yeah. So
No spoilers.
we're on the letter E
No
right
spoilers.
now. I only got 3 bands for the letter E, so we're gonna go do 2 songs of each because it's really But yeah, so that's what's coming up in half an hour. So yeah, thanks for everybody for watching. Rules are meant to be broken. Thanks everybody for watching, and yeah, we'll be back in half an hour, and then tomorrow we'll be doing our monthly request show where people submit requests. So that'll be fun. So thanks everybody for watching, and yeah, we'll be back in half an hour.
Thanks everybody.
Thanks, Christina, Brian, Danny, and Logan for joining me to do this, and we'll be back in 2 weeks for more Schenker once we get to Contraband. So
remember to play that record.
Yeah,
play these records.
Have a good day.
And go try to learn them on your guitar. Have a good one, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.